All right, so everybody, welcome to our Monday night team call. I'm super excited. My name is Natalie. If you don't know me, I'm excited to share with y'all tonight. I just had a lot of stuff that I wanted to put out there and get in front of you. And I was laughing at Natalie Dolan last week because, the way she prefaced it with her team. And I was like, I almost need to do the same thing with my team this week is I tend to speak on trends, right? Like if you're speaking on a call, you're speaking on trends, you're speaking on patterns that you're seeing in your team and other teams and things like that, So you speak on trends. So if you're on my team, I promise I'm not talking at you or about you or to you. It's not me preaching to you. So, it's just wasting your breath if it's just one person that you're talking to. So it's usually a pattern or a trend. So if you're like, ooh, she must be talking to me, I'm not. There's clearly a pattern and that's why we're speaking on it, right? So anyways, so first of all, I'm, talking about balancing work habits. And I have to say that, I feel like the biggest obstacle in our balancing our work habits, and a lot of my points actually kind of go hand in hand with what Jamie was just talking about on Pink Power. But a lot of it is really the biggest obstacle is your comfort zone. It really is. And I think if you ask yourself every day, what's preventing you from moving forward in your business, there's something in your comfort zone that you're avoiding. So ask yourself, what am I avoiding that's preventing me from stepping out of my, keeping me from that comfort zone to hit that next level? What am I avoiding in my business? And so I just want to start by saying that there's a lot of these things I'm going to say, and it may not feel comfortable to you, but it's because, we can give you the sugar filled stuff. And this is how you run this business. It's okay. You only need a few minutes a day. You just do what you can. And, but truthfully, that's not how you go diamond, right? That's just really not how you get. So I want to be here to help you hit the peak of your dreams in this business. So I would just want to be fair to y'all and just lay it out there on what I believe it really takes to run a successful business. So, every day you got to step out of your comfort zone. For me today, it's the fact that I have to lead a team call and I popped off a nail today. Okay. So and I talk with my hands a lot. So I'm like, just get it out there, elephant in the room. This is me being uncomfortable. I know it's a little vain, but that's where I'm at. So, anyways, we're going to dig into a little bit of mindset stuff, and then we're also going to dig into some tangible stuff because I know y'all like your tangible action steps, but I wanted to dig into some mindset stuff because I really think that it makes a difference in taking those tangible things and putting them into motion. So, oh good, my hands are moving fast enough, they say, because I talk and move quick. So, all right. So first of all, I know we all watch people, we watch them, get the top of the contest. We watch them, recruit people really quickly. We'll see a brand new person come in and they hit gold super fast. And we're like, gosh, I've been doing this for 6 months and can't seem to hit senior silver, and how that person just hit gold or, whatever. And we see a lot of that. And we kind of chalk it up to luck a little bit, right? Like, well, that was just lucky. Like they just know a lot of people, or they just, happen to find a really good business runner or whatever. And we chalk it up to luck. Well, here's the thing, luck. I heard this quote last week and it's been sticking with me. Luck is the residue of design. Okay. Luck is the residue of design. So you design, right? We put into motion and we design opportunities. We design, what's going to happen in our life with, building relationships, being kind, loving people, serving people, being intentional with our time, putting in habits and discipline and things like that. People design their lives, right? You design those opportunities. So luck is just a residue of that design. So when you're seeing some of those people and think, gosh, they just know a lot of people. Well, they've put time into relationship building. It doesn't mean you can't do that. It just means that that's something they've already put into motion. That's a design they've already put into motion. I listened to a fighter pilot a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about, he was trying to, be a PGA golfer, and he wanted to be a fighter pilot. And he wanted to start this charity. And he talked about all these different things that were coming against him in the moment. And he said, you know what I really had to break it down and think about is, how does an airplane take off? It always takes off into the wind, right? It always needs some resistance. It needs some pushback. It needs some of those things for it to lift and take off and go to new heights. So if you think that you're going to do this without coming up against resistance, without coming against some uncomfortable stuff, without coming against anything that's going to challenge you and grow you, I want to challenge you to rethink that a little bit, because you are going to have some things that come up against you. Okay. Courage and comfort can never coexist. They just can't coexist. So if you're not willing to step out of your comfort zone, you're not going to be courageous enough to move forward to do the next thing that you've been avoiding that's going to help you break through that ceiling. So Here's the thing. You've heard me say this before. You cannot get a high dollar paycheck with a low risk comfort zone and a low grade work ethic. That's just not how this happens. You cannot get a high grade paycheck with a low risk comfort zone and a low grade work ethic. Okay. We all have the same hours. We all have the same compensation plan. We all have the same products. You might be someone's like, gosh, well, I homeschool 8 kids. Well, there's other people doing that too. Well, I have 2 full-time jobs. There's other people doing those things too. I guarantee whatever you say your circumstance is, there are other people that are going through that same thing too. And that's not to devalue the fact that you may feel overwhelmed and there's a lot on your plate or whatever. But it is to say that it is possible and you are capable of doing it. It's just a matter of putting some things into motion so that you are disciplined and so that you have processes in place to make sure that you are comfortable moving on to that next level and that you're hitting your mark. Be a man. Oh, so I was saying, are you willing to step out of your comfort zone and keep your promise? And that is being a man or a woman of your word to yourself. Okay. If you're making decisions, if you had decided to go diamond, or if you decided to do this business to make a better life for your family, if you decided to really lean into this so that you could start giving back in different ways, if you have made the decision to do this, you've made a promise to yourself because you're a man or woman of your word, right? And what you say, you keep those promises. So make a promise to yourself. This is a promise to yourself that you have given. And so I want to see you keep those promises. And the thing that lies between a promise and the prize at the end, right? We all see the diamonds, they get the prize at the end, it seems. By the way, they're still working. There's still a lot they're going, they're still trying to hit new heights too. But if diamond is that prize at the end, the only thing that lies between the promise and the prize is the process. There is a process that lies between the promise and the prize. And so you cannot have what someone else has if you are not willing to do what someone else has done. Okay. So if you're looking at the diamonds and going, yeah, that's great for them, I don't have time to do that, or I cannot do that, I probably won't be adding that. Like, you're probably not going to get what they have if you're not willing to do what they've done. Right. So the thing that lies between your promise and your prize is the process. Processes are paths that we create to get from the promise to the prize. It's not enough to just make a decision, right? It's not enough to just make a decision and say, I'm going to be a diamond today. Decisions are not enough. They're great. They're not enough. What drives your decisions? It's your discipline. Okay. Again, discipline is not enough. I know it sounds crazy. Discipline is not enough. You can say all day long that you're going to discipline yourself, but to be very honest, we are not disciplined creatures by nature. You have to train your brain to be disciplined. You cannot just be disciplined. Okay. So if you have really tried to be more disciplined in something, you're just trying to make decisions every day that's going to lead you toward what you've promised yourself, let yourself off the hook a little bit if you've not hit anything, because you're only human and you just have not trained your brain on how to be disciplined. You have to train it. Okay. It's not natural. We were born into sin with a self-serving nature. If we don't have processes and habits that are going to train our brains on how to be disciplined, we will fall into our neutral state, right? And in our neutral state, when we're neutral, we naturally gravitate toward self-serving practices. And so if you are that's scrolling and getting on Netflix and just doing the things that are comfortable and easy, it's those things that are self-serving. So we feel like we're working, we feel like we're doing those things, but we have not disciplined. We've not trained our brain to be disciplined to do hard things outside of our comfort zone. So we are falling into a neutral autopilot where we're just doing the self-serving things, right? And that's not growing your business, and that's not helping you. That's not helping your family. Running a marathon, let's just take that for instance. You have to train your body. You have to discipline your body if you're going to run a marathon. You have to actually train your body or train your brain on how to discipline your body, okay? You have to know how to run. If you had not read Atomic Habits yet, read it, because a lot of what I'm saying comes straight from that. Make it easy for yourself to engage into healthy habits. Make it easy for yourself to step into those habits. You have to train your brain. We're going to say it's over and over again, train your brain. If you're running a marathon, you cannot show up the same day as somebody who has been training for this marathon for, weeks and expect to finish the same way that they do. Okay. This is you comparing your, month 1 to their month 8. They're doing really awesome and they're getting all these joins, and that's fine. They've been training for this for a while. They've been disciplining themselves. You cannot compare your first day. You can't show up day 1 and expect to run this marathon perfectly. You can't. You have to train. You have to discipline yourself. The other thing you cannot do is you can't show up the last 10 minutes of a marathon, right? You can't I know I'm preaching to a lot of people here, including myself sometimes. You can't show up the last week of the month and all of a sudden put everything into motion and try and make it happen and try to finish the month strong and say that you did everything that you said you were going to do when you show up the last week of the month. You can't show up the last 10 minutes of a marathon and expect to complete it. You cannot. You can say you ran a marathon-ish, right? You showed up to the marathon, you kind of ran a little bit, but you didn't complete it. You didn't do your best. You didn't train. You weren't disciplined. You weren't ready for it. And so think of this marathon as like a momentum wave too, right? So when momentum hits, if you have not trained yourself on how to work effectively and have healthy work habits, and you fall into your self-serving methods and your easy comfort zone and things like that, when momentum hits, you are not going to know how to handle it. You will not be able to handle the longevity and the discipline that it takes for momentum if you are not training yourself before it hits. So you have to be putting these things into motion so that your new neutral and your new autopilot are these healthy work habits. They're things that you will easily fall back on and you'll know exactly what to do. So a couple things. First things first, do not overthink this. Okay. When I'm telling you stuff, guys, please don't overthink this. Mel Robbins has a book called The 5-Second Rule. And her theory on this is, and it's actually brilliant and it works, is make a decision in 5 seconds. Okay. So if you're trying to make a decision on something, you put a countdown clock in your head, 5, 4, 3. And by the time you get to 1, make that decision. Okay. With whatever it is. So if you sit down, you're like, okay, who should I reach out to? 5, 4, that person. No, I'm not ready for that person. No, reach out to that person. That's your push moment. She calls it your push moment. Okay. Your push moment is when you push yourself to make a decision and do something that might be hard, something that might be, see, I got team that's like, you're talking to me, aren't you? It's funny, but make a decision. Okay. Perfectionism will get in the way of making fast decisions and making those 5-second rule decisions. Overthinking, burnout, wanting to do these things are what's going to prevent you from just making quick decisions and making things happen quickly. You cannot overthink this. Okay. If you are just getting started, or if you are training a new business builder, do not make it too difficult for them. Okay. I'm telling you right now, if you have a new business builder, they do not need to know all the ins and outs of the back office and exactly how everything breaks down and exactly how everything works and blah, 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 before they even get started. Okay. You want to know how you train a new business builder and help them get started? You help them find their first 3 people. What 3 people do you know? But keep it easy on them. What 3 people do you know? Who do you know that could benefit from this? Can we get on the phone with them? Can we do that? That's super easy. Help them make a Frank's list. Okay, 3 people. I bet you know 20 people. Let's write them down. Let's make a Frank's list together and come up with people that could benefit from the products or the opportunity. Get them a first post up. Just get a first post up for the love. Just write them a simple post that helps them move forward a little bit. They don't have to know all the ins and outs of social media and how the algorithm works and all these, they don't need to know all of that. Just help them get their first post up. Reach outs. Okay. Let's take that Frank's list and you and me together, let's go through and I'll help you figure out how to talk to these first 3 people on this list today. Maybe tomorrow we can tackle 2 or 3 more. What do you think? Little small things. And then, do you want to run an event? I'll do the whole entire thing for you pretty much. You just need to get people there, get them engaged and open up 3-way chats. That's your job. I'll do the entire thing for you. These are 5 things that you can do with brand new business builders that are not complicated. They do not need to know all the ins and outs of exactly every little tiny detail of this business. Okay. Get them some small wins first, and then introduce them to that next step. So don't overthink this. Okay. The second one is what you focus on will expand, right? So get rid of your stinking thinking before you sit down to do any of these habits. Get rid of any of that. Get rid of the negativity. Get rid of any of that stuff. And I would challenge you guys, if you're in a place where you're feeling like, my business just sucks right now and I can't get this and I can't do that. But if you're in that mindset where you're constantly just in a negative space about your business, before I tell my people, unless you're going to be authentic and real and excited and passionate about what you're sharing with people, please don't today. Please don't, because I want my team to operate with integrity. I want my team to operate out of authenticity. I want my team to operate out of a passion for what they're doing, right? Not just because it's what they should do. So sit down, write down 5 to 10 things that are going well in your business. What are 5 to 10 things that are going really well right now? And you might have to dig some days. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's days that I've had to dig for those 5 to 10 things. But getting yourself into a place of gratitude and self-affirmation and all, like getting your head into that space, you are going to do way more productive and effective work that day than just doing things just because I got to do it and check the boxes. Okay. All right. So let's get into some tangible stuff. Number 1, these are work habits, healthy work habits that are effective that you need to do every single day. And this is me just talking about being simple and intentional. And I know you have heard me preach about this just about every team call I've done, but I just think simplicity and intentionality is so important in this. Okay. Because it's really the building blocks and the foundation of you building a healthy business. So first of all, it's posting, right? We're posting every day. Okay. Let me give you a little tip. Okay. Because I see this a lot. Post like 1 to 3 times a day and don't post much more than that. Okay. If you're one of those people that shares every single meme that pops up that you think is funny or hilarious or pertains to or whatever, and I'm going through your Facebook and I see 54 minutes ago, 52 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago, 49 minutes ago, 47 minutes. I'm like, goodness gracious, nobody's seeing your stuff anymore. Facebook is not even going to show your stuff to people because they assume that you are a spammer, that you're a bot, that you're just throwing stuff out there. Okay. Especially when it's being shared. Sharing isn't really what you want to do. You always just want to put your own authentic self out there. Okay. So posting 1 to 3 times a day, and then make sure you're active in your stories. If you don't know how to be active in your stories, talk to somebody that does. Ask your sponsor. And if they don't know, they'll ask their sponsor. Okay. We're all learning together, but be active in your stories because that's helpful too. But keep it simple. Okay. We're not using social media to impress. We're using it to make an impact. Okay. We're not trying to impress a bunch of people. We're not trying to have the perfect filters. We're not trying to have the perfect words. We're not trying to do that. We're just trying to make an impact on people because that's what you need to be doing on social media. Just add value, love people, serve people, make an impact. Hey guys, this is how I felt. This is what I found. And this is how I'm feeling now. And I want you to feel the same way. All of your posts should basically reflect that message right there. Make them the hero, make them the subject of it. And I was feeling that way too, but you know what? I want you to feel the way I feel. How can I help you feel the way? How are you feeling? Like Jamie said in the last call, be curious, ask questions, be relational, like talk to your audience on where they're at. Okay. It's not about the products. It's not about the price of the products. And I'm going out on a limb here, but I'm going to tell you your audience that is not involved with your company yet, they don't care about Plexus. I hate to tell you, they don't care about Plexus and the company and what the company's doing and all that. They don't care. They know how they're feeling and they want to not feel that way anymore. And a lot of times that's the first step, whether it's they're feeling stuck in their finances or stuck in their health or whatever, like they're feeling a certain way and they don't want to feel that way anymore. And you need to talk to them in that way. They don't care what your company is doing. They don't care what the price of your products are on, publicly. They don't care. They care they don't know, what is that? Something like they won't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? So you can purge all this stuff about the company and all this stuff about these amazing sales and this is what's going on. And you get all this month and they don't care about that. They care about how you can help them feel better. They care about how you can help them pay their rent next month. They care about how you can help them make a life for themselves and their family, how you can help them find purpose. And, for me, I was just a mom that just wanted my own stinking purpose. So that's what I cared about. Emily, how can I find some purpose? I want my own purpose as a mom. And so that's what I cared about. I didn't necessarily care about the company. Once they are in and they are running with your vision, they will care about what the company is doing. We have an amazing company. Let me say that we have an amazing company. I stand by our company 100%. They run with more integrity than any other company I've ever seen. And I want people to know that about my company and I want them to be a part of that, but they don't care until they are in the community and they feel a part of what you're doing. Okay. Sorry, that was a little tangent. That was not my notes. Reach outs. Be bold about your offer and your reach outs. Okay. things are changing right now with reach outs. I follow a lot of sales gurus. I follow a lot of people who are into how to do effective cold market reach outs and different things like that. A lot of the people that are top sales coaches and leaders in the industries and stuff like that, they're basically saying that relationship building and doing all that is not it anymore. Okay. People can see through everything. Network marketing is not new. Social media, especially ever since COVID hits, network marketing took off. Like people know what it is and they know what you're doing. So if you're in people's inboxes and you're just like, hey, Sarah, it's been such a long time, right? Since like high school, what's going on? And she's like, nothing. I'm just, raising kids. That's amazing. Me too. How old are your kids? And then you just keep going on this. She knows what you're doing. She knows. She just ask her, say, hey, Sarah, listen, it has been a long time since we have chatted, right? Since high school? My goodness, it's been forever. I have loved following you on social media and getting to know your family. And I know that you're a mom. I'm also a mom. And listen, this may not be a good fit for you. I don't know. It may be for you. It may not. But someone introduced me to something that has helped me. And it's helped me be more present as a mom. It has helped me to have more energy and get better sleep or whatever. And I just thought maybe you might be interested in hearing more about it. Would you be open to getting more information about what's been helping me function better as a mama? Because I know a fellow mama could probably relate to it, talk in that way, relate to her. You can build a relationship without sitting here and almost it feels a little manipulative sometimes, right? You know what people care about? People don't love to be sold to, but you know what they love less than being sold to? You know what they hate more than being sold to is being manipulated into a sale. They don't want to feel like they're being manipulated or played into anything. Nobody wants that. So just be bold about what you've got, come out with it, ask for the sale, tell them what you're offering, be bold about that offer. People want their objections handled, by the way, too, or they wouldn't bring them to you. They want their objections handled. If they are coming to you and they're asking questions about your products and they're like, oh gosh, that's just too much money. My guess is they didn't think that your products were only $20. Okay. They knew it was going to be something. They're giving you their objection. They want it handled. The question is, do you love them enough to serve them and help them overcome those objections? Do you love them enough where they're at to help them overcome the objections that they have? They want their objections handled. Okay. Gosh, that's a lot of money. I just don't think I could swing that right now. You know what? My friend, she's shared this before, so I'm going to share it. My friend Emily had the same thing. And gosh, I know she had help getting her products paid for. In the meantime, she sold a couple pairs of jeans so that she could get her first pack because it was that important to her. So while we're thinking about how we can get the money for you to get that pack, who are 3 people that you can think of that could also benefit from this? Because girl, I can help you get your products paid for. That's not a problem, and overcome that objection while you are trying to get the money for your first pack and let them know this is what we're doing. I'm not giving up on you. We're going to overcome this together. We're going to get the money for that first pack. In the meantime, who can you think of? And also, what other questions do you have for me? What other objections do you have? Throw them at me, girl. I'm going to help you overcome these. Let's go. We want to get you to the other side of this, right? Help them overcome their objections. They want upfront. They don't have time for sitting here and building trust and building relationships. People don't have time for that. Honestly, come out with what you got. Okay. Offer it right up to them. Also, I would do a 5 to 10 minimum reach outs every day if you're really serious about growing a business. Okay. You can, if you're in this season where you're like, I only have 30 days, or 30 minutes a day to maybe put into my business. That's great. 30 minutes a day. I'm just going to be very honest with you. That's not going to get you to diamond. It may get you to gold, which may help change your circumstances to where you can actually maybe add more time into your day. Okay. So I would not put this off if you're like, I have 30 minutes a day and that's it. Okay. What can we do with that 30 minutes a day to help you to hit that next level so that we can reevaluate and see now what else we can add or switch out or whatever to help you hit that next level. Okay. So if you're only planning on ever doing this for 30 minutes a day till diamond, I'm going to burst your bubble right now. That's not going to do it. But it will get you to a place to where you can reevaluate and maybe make some decisions based on moving forward. Which leads us to follow-ups, right? Follow-ups are so important when you are, I've told people so many times, your reach outs, plan on that just being the first reach out. Okay. It is so slim for anybody to come back and actually buy on that first reach out. When that happens, that's like, I hit the lottery today. Oh my gosh, this never happens. I'm just like, that's not a thing usually. Okay. Your first reach out is just that. It is the first reach out. Okay. Chances are you've got about 5, 6, 7, 8 more reach outs ahead of you before they actually listen to what you have to say. Don't take it personally. It's not that they're ignoring you. It's not that they, don't know what they want to do, or they don't have, they're not going to, it's none of that. It's just that they're busy in that moment. And they were going to get back to you. And then, oh shoot, I meant to get back to her. Now she's getting back to me. I keep needing to get back to her. And now my hands are full of chicken juice because I'm making dinner. And, well, I want to look at this, but I don't feel like I can commit to it right now. I better look at my budget and see what I got before I say anything, and so this is what they're doing in their heads. So don't give up on them. Keep reminding them. I can't tell you how many people have come back to me and said, thank you for not giving up on me. Gosh, I really wanted to do this. I just kept forgetting to reach back out to you. I kept forgetting to reach, whatever, like keep reaching out, keep following up. It's really key to making it to the next level with them. If they're not responding, a couple things that you can do, 3 things. This comes straight from Amber Miller. One is to make it light and funny. Do a funny GIF of like you peeking around the corner, like, hello, like, are you there? Whatever. And, girl, I'm not trying to blow up your inbox. I was just, is this something you're still interested in, and just make it light and funny. The next thing is give them an out. Like, hey, listen, I know the timing wasn't right, or like, maybe it's not good right now. That's totally fine. We can readdress this later. I just wanted to know if this is something that you were still interested in pursuing, and just ask those questions. Give them an out. Don't make them feel like they're stuck. Give them an out. Offer to keep it easy and just send them a cart. Hey, I know you posted about migraines, and it's kind of what we were talking about. I haven't heard from you a little bit. Maybe, here's something easy. This is something that helped a friend of mine with her migraines. I'm just going to share this cart with you. Maybe you just want to check out while you're laying in bed tonight. I can't tell you how many joins I've gotten off doing something like that. They're like, thank you. I did not want to have to watch movies and listen to all this stuff. Like, I just wanted to check out, like, it's so easy for me to just check out on a cart. So just send them a cart and say, okay, based on what we talked about, I think this is the best fit for you. By the way, everybody can benefit from Triplex, and, send that off and just help them get started. So posting, reach outs, follow-ups. The next thing is events. This is stirring up momentum for you. Always, 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 always have an event on the books. Every single, you should always have a future event on the books. As soon as an event is done, you've got the next one scheduled. In fact, I would have the next one scheduled before you do that event, because then if someone can't make that event, great, I've got another one coming up on this date. You can jump into that one, always have events on the books. Online events, sip and shares, personal ones. I have a personal sip and share at your house, or, something that you're hosting personally in person once a month. Okay. All of it. Vendor events, look for vendor, like whatever you have to do to get in front of people and have conversations about Plexus. That's what you need to be doing. That's your goal. Well, however you need to do that, get in front of people. Have learning lunches where you invite people and you just learn about them. If you go to lunch with someone and you're talking one-on-one and you're just calling things out of them that you see and why you think they'd be so great at what you're doing, you get way further with someone in a one-on-one lunch when they can see your face and you can actually talk, your heart and your passion. Those are ways that you can really, move some things forward a lot quicker, and usually with a lot more intentionality and more passion. So learning lunches, in-person events, all of those things. Events are so important. You need to be having 1 or 2 a month. I promise you, at like an online event and an in-person event, at least once a month. It's changed our business. I'm going to be honest. Customer care. Okay. So this is one I was going to show you guys. I want to run through this. Customer care is so important. And I know a lot of people are like, customer care is where I suck. And I'm here to tell you, I did too. And I've learned a lot of things. Okay. So, I know I'm going a little bit over. I promise I'm going to wrap this up in just a few minutes, but I think this part is so important that I want to run through it with you guys. Okay. So I have something that I call my morning rounds. Now this is, even though I call it morning rounds, doesn't mean it's the very first thing that I'm doing. Okay. Cause a lot of times this can put me into a negative headspace. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So I'll get my posting and my reach outs and stuff out of the way, that, to keep me excited. I'll do some personal growth, whatever, like to get me into that excited mindset and headspace, and then do something called my morning rounds. And what the morning rounds look like is checking my credit card declines, checking my Plexus perks, my order statuses, and what my daily goal is. Okay. So my daily goal, what I do when I'm going for a rank up, and when my team's going for a rank up, I'll take whatever. So for me right now, I'm trying to hit Emerald, right? So 1,500 points is Emerald. We all know that. So I'll take that and I'll divide it by however many days are in the month. And I'll say, okay, so I need 50 points every single day for me to hit Emerald, whatever, whatever that looks like. I need 50 points in my back office every single day. So then I get in my back office, I go, okay, I'm on day 2. I'm only at 75 points. I'm 25 points behind. So it's my goal to get 25 more points today, whether I'm helping somebody get their sub back on, getting joins, helping someone else get joins. Like my goal is to get 25 more points in my back office today. That's part of your morning rounds. Okay. So, who's close to a rank up, looking at those things, who's close to a rank up this month that I can help them move forward. Go through your next step sheet. Okay. Your next step sheet. I put one together right here for you. Oh, wait, where did I put it? This is my next step sheet. I'm going to go through my back office real quick for you in a second, but my next step sheet, this is not pretty and it doesn't have to be. This is me not overthinking it. Okay. If you need to put it into an Excel sheet, please do so, but this is me not overthinking this. So write down, Emily Gernot has talked about this before, write down your people over here, right? All the people that are joining your team, write them down. Now go off the top and I've got, 3-way chat, team page, welcome, tag them in the welcome them and tag them in the guides. Did we get on a welcome call with Emily? Were their products received? Did they get their first win on their products? First post, ran an event, team call, get 3 people, all the way. I'm taking them through all the steps, okay, to make sure that they are working toward that next step. And then I've got all these check marks on here to where they are. So this is fake. I made this up, okay? But like, I can come in today and go, okay, so we've got Luke, who, yes, he's in a 3-way chat. He's not in the team page. I did not. So these are some things that I can do today to increase my customer care. I can get Luke in the team page. I can shout him out, welcome him, get him in the guides, get him on a welcome shot or welcome. I read screen snapshot and I said shot. Get them on a welcome call with Emily, different things, and just kind of go along the line until I've got their 3 people. And then I start writing down their 3 people that they're getting over here. Okay. So this is showing me where everyone's at in the process. You can also do first week check-in, second week check-in, whatever is good for you and helps you to get this done, get it done. The other thing I want to say is rip off the Band-Aid and just make this tomorrow, because it took me way too long to make something like this because I kept going, I need to do this. What I need to do is go here. What I need to do, okay, and I need to make my calendar. I need to do this. Rip the Band-Aid off and freaking do it. If it's preventing you from having solid customer care, you need to do it yesterday, okay? Take the time to sit down and do it and make whatever system you can follow to make sure that you're retaining your people well, that you're loving your people well, and that you are recruiting correctly. So take the time to do that. Have a planner where when someone joins, you write in, okay, so Luke, I'm going to write in, he joined this day. And then on the next week, I'm going to put check in with Luke. The next week, check in with Luke. The next week, check in with Luke. The next week, month 1, check in with Luke, whatever. And I'll go through and I'll write that for the next 3 to 6 months. That way, when I open my planner that day, I know exactly who I need to check in with and why. And just rip off the Band-Aid and create the system. Okay. That's what you need to hear from me. If you hear nothing else, rip off the Band-Aid and create the system. To go through your back office to do your morning rounds. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay. So this thing is always in the way. We're going to start here. So I talked about the perk report, right? So first thing I like to do is go in here into my perk reports because it's the fastest and easiest. And it's like kind of the only thing in this little area that I do every single day, right? So we're going to go into our business over here on the side. You'll see dashboard. That's where you're going to see all your points and rank up and stuff like that. And then my business, if you scroll down here, you'll see perk report. Okay. Click on that. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go through and see where everybody is at. And I'll scroll through here and see, okay, so this person, they have a lot of perks, but they haven't, their sub is still on, so they haven't forfeited anything. These ones that say forfeited, they've already lost their perks. There's nothing I can really do except just help them get happy back on their products out of sheer, they just love their products and want to get back on their products. I don't really have perks to leverage, right? But the reason you want to go through this is because for instance, right here, this person, they have 350 perks that are going to expire today, or sorry, tomorrow. They have 1 day left before these expire. So I'm going to go to that person over here. I'm not going to scroll and call out that sponsor, but if you scroll over this way, yeah, it's just going to show it anyways. It'll show you who the sponsor is. And then you just reach out to that sponsor and say, hey, do you know that so-and-so has 350 perks? They turned off their sub. They will lose those perks tomorrow if they don't get that sub turned on. And then I just go into if it's my own person, I just go in and say, oh my gosh, Yvonne, I just realized I was going through my reports and I saw that your sub got turned off and you have, 450 perks that you are at risk of losing. I want to make sure that we get those. Let's get that sub turned back on. What products are you loving? What do we want to keep on our subs? Okay. Always assume the best when you're doing this. You don't want to go in and be like, hey, I saw you turn off your sub. Is something wrong? That's never the way to approach this. Okay. Always assume positive, assume they want those perks, assume they want that sub on. And more times than not, they will come back and be like, oh my gosh, yes. Like, I really love the Slim. I just didn't really know I was fixing my sub. And I don't, and then you can help them get that turned back on. So I'll go there and check my perks first. I'll go down through everybody and make sure that everybody is taken care of. See, this person, theirs is expiring today. So we want to make sure that we are touching on that today. The other thing for morning rounds is I like to go I'll go to my dashboard, click on points and rank up. It's going to be your gray number right there. It might say 0 still, that's okay, but click on it and it's going to show you everybody that's in your back office. Okay. So one thing I like to do here, I got to move this little screen here so that I can actually see. One thing that I love to do is go through and look for credit card declines. So I will sort by order status. If you click it once, it'll go sort it one way, click it again, it'll sort it this way. So these are the most recent order statuses. So if you move this over, which you can do, it'll say shipped, fulfilling, and I'll go through and make sure everybody's good. Everybody's taken care of. Okay. I'll go through today, make sure, okay, today's the 15th. Everyone was good. Oh, look, yesterday, this person's declined. Okay. So I know that their credit card declined. So I'm going to go and it looks like it is a level 2. So I'm going to go to that sponsor and let them know, my level 1, hey, so-and-so's credit card declined. Let's reach out to them and make sure that they get taken care of. Go in and, hey, you know what? So-and-so, I was doing my reports today. I saw that there was something up with your card yesterday. It's probably just expired or something. Let's switch that card so that we don't lose perk points and so that you can stay consistent on those products. Can I help you update that? Easy way for you to check in with them. It's not threatening. It's not like, your card was declined. And, because that, honestly, if someone says that to me, like, hey, your card was declined, and that way it makes me feel a little bit like I promised I had the money and now I'm defensive. Right. And so don't make people feel defensive. Just go, oh my gosh, I was going through my reports. I saw there was a little issue. I don't know. I'm guessing your card's expired or something. Let's fix that so we make sure that we get your order. Right. So those are some things I like to do is go through those, make sure everybody's good. Everyone's taken care of. See, like this person right here, they have an order shipped. I've already got points in for them, but they have their sub off. So I want to go and dig into that and see, why do we have our sub off? Like what, and kind of, are they in my perks report? And so there's a lot of things that you can discover and learn from your back office by sorting things in this way. The other thing is, oh my gosh, there we go. We did perks, we did credit card declines, order status. That's all kind of the same thing. And then again, my daily goal, I'll just go and see how much I've got. The other thing you can do is subscriptions. Okay. Again, sort it, if you just click on it. This is how many people don't have a subscription on, which I like to do because I'm like, okay, this person has 5 points in and no sub. Why is that? This person's only getting 4 PV. Do they realize if they were just adding 28 more to that they would be earning perks? This person has multiple and they don't have a sub. So this is telling me a lot, right? By just sorting it and being able to understand what's happening in my back office. If you sort it this way, now you can see, this always cracks me up when people push their subs out to like December. I'm like, how do you know what the world you on December? Anyways, it just cracks me up. Anyways, I have a lot of people in the back office, so forgive how many subscriptions I have pushed out. But anyways, if you go through, you can see like most of these people, some of them have already run, some of them are pushed out till June. So that's the great thing is I can go to all these that are pushed out to June that I don't have any points for, find out where they're at in their products and start talking to them about what we need to order this month. Okay, so you don't need Slim. Do you need collagen this month? Do you need greens? Like what can we add to your order for this month so that you're staying consistent on something, right? And help them get an order in for this month. The other thing is going down and see all these have, a lot of them have already run. So going into here, gosh, sorry. So we go 5, so today's the 15th. I can go into like the 17th or the 18th. I can see coming up on the 17th that these ones are not full orders, right? So I can go in and check in with those people. Hey, how's it going, Sarah? Like, I just want to see how it's going on your products. Have you been able to get consistent? I really just like the Slim. Okay, that's amazing. Like, what are you loving about this slim? Well, I just have a lot more energy. Girl, you looking for energy? Have I told you about active? And start talking to her about active, and just start adding those things back on so that they really start to understand the value of all the products that we have to offer. This person, I really just like the Bio Cleanse. Why just the Bio Cleanse? Like, do you understand how much more benefit you get from the Bio Cleanse if you paired it with Slim and ProBio 5 and just start talking about that? More times than not, you can get these up to a full order. So this is why your back office and using it is so important for customer care, because you a lot of times have no idea what's happening, especially when you get to a team that's as large as mine. And mine's not even close to what a diamond team is. But when you get to this spot, you need your back office. It's your lens into your team and what's happening in your team and your customer care. So subscription and order status. And then I also like to sort by team points. Okay. So my team points, this is what's in already. So these people already have this much in. This person, they've got 12 points. Oh my gosh, I'm going to go look, see if they have ever ranked, which these ones have hit silver. If they have hit silver, that's super exciting. Do you know that if we just get this many more, you're going to hit senior silver or whatever, and so that's something fun that you can do to go and help people hit that next level too. Sort by team points, see who's close to something. Like this person has 6 points in, they're just an ambassador. They've never hit silver before. They already have 6 points in. You just need 2 more people and you hit silver. That's $200 in your pocket, right? That's an easy win for you right there. So use your back office. How do I stop sharing my screen? There we go. Use your back office, dig into it, sort those things, because that's going to be the key and the looking glass really into the health of your business. I understand that your back office someday is not going to be fun to dig into. Okay. I understand that. There are days where I'm like, I do not want to look at my back office because I know that it's not good. Okay. You got to rip off the Band-Aid, because whether you're looking at it or not, that's the condition of your business right now. And you avoiding it is not changing anything. It's only making it worse. So rip off the Band-Aid, go look at the hard stuff, get with your sponsor. What can I do to bring these up? Okay. And move forward from there. Last thing I'm going to leave you with before we go is I'm going to just brag on one of my teammates on following these things. Jessica Tanner, who has been working at this for 3 years now, is crushing her business right now because she has taken these things and put them into motion. She has started stirring up her own momentum. She has started digging into her back office, and she was at a place where she felt like she was stuck. She's like, I think I've kind of run my course, and she's like, I'm gonna keep going and trust the process. Like, I don't know. And she was going backwards for the longest time. And then eventually it started to move itself forward because she started digging into these things and stirring up her own momentum. Momentum is something you create. It does not just happen. Okay. It does not happen. You have to create it. Okay. So be like Jess, okay? Trust the process, dig in, stir up your own momentum, ask people if they'll have events for you, have your own events, just keep having them, even if they're failing, keep doing it, keep failing forward, because eventually it's going to catch traction and it's going to pick up, okay? I'm way over time. I'm going to let y'all go. I have a million other things I could say. I'll save that for the next team call. Love you guys. Have a great night. Go stir up some momentum and kill this month, y'all.